Less than a week from the legalization of recreational marijuana here in California, and there are some legal loopholes that still haven't been closed. California is entering a whole new world next week when it comes to marijuana, and Action News is unraveling the big changes.
Action News anchor Corin Hoggard shows us a tug of war coming to the courtroom, and the California doctor trying to make it a lot easier to know who shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, it's just legal, man, right? Yeah, it's legal, but it ain't 100% legal. I mean, you just can't walk into a restaurant, roll the joint, and start puffing away.
John Travolta's description of pot laws in Amsterdam from the movie Pulp Fiction fittingly summarizes the state of California law as of January 1st. Recreational marijuana will be legal, but the laws are still pretty complicated, and police are expecting a rough adjustment.
The misunderstanding of the law, where people think it's okay to smoke marijuana anytime, anywhere, is what can create calls for service for us, and already has.
You'll be able to buy pot, but at least in Fresno, not at any business. You'll be allowed to smoke it, but only in a private home.
Landlords have the ability to restrict smoking on their property, which includes the smoking of marijuana.
Smoking in public will still be illegal throughout the state, and driving around with marijuana will be a lot like driving with alcohol. Open containers of pot are illegal, so unless it's in the trunk, you can get arrested. But people convicted of marijuana crimes in the past might be able to wipe their records clean. The Drug Policy Alliance estimates up to 1 million people can apply to the courts to erase their convictions. But defense attorneys expect more pot crimes coming to court.
So we're expecting a dramatic increase in the number of DUIs that are marijuana related.
Mark Capitan says the arguments in marijuana DUIs could be groundbreaking as prosecutors and defense attorneys argue over what proves a driver is impaired. Unlike with alcohol, pot's active ingredient THC won't leave your body for up to a month. So measuring how impaired someone is because of marijuana is subjective so far.
Anyone that can invent a device that allows us to establish a person's impaired driving by being under the influence of THC, that person stands to make a lot of money.
Mike Lynn may become that rich inventor. The Bay Area trauma doctor and reserve deputy sheriff developed a breathalyzer measuring THC on the breath, which he says disappears about 2 hours after smoking or ingesting it.
So if you smoked last night, which is perfectly legal in parts of our country, including California starting in January, you are not going to have THC in your breath the next day.
So tell me how you're feeling.
I'm pretty stoned.
His company, Hound Labs, released some video of their road testing, and they've worked with UC Berkeley and UC San Francisco to establish the scientific validity of their measurements. But while some states, like Colorado, have set legal limits for THC in the blood when driving, California hasn't. The device also measures alcohol on the breath, and both Capitan and Dyer agree it could be the solution to simplify marijuana DUI prosecution. But for now, the law and the approach to enforcement are a work in progress. Corin Hoggard, ABC 30, Action News.